All right. I think we're on.
I think we're on too. Let me just double check.
No, we're on. We're on for sure, guys. Welcome everyone to the live stream.
All right. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today, we're going to be talking a lot. We're going to be talking about the game it took place against Granada yesterday. Not really an analysis, but more based on our opinions. Of course, I have two very special guests with me. Firstly, we have Alex from Balgana Planet. And we also have Pablo from Barca Universal. You probably all know their channels, but their links are down below if you want to go check them out. Very, very good content. Also, of course, around Barcelona. So, first question is, how are you guys feeling after the result yesterday? I know a lot of people are today. I've been seeing online, Twitter, Instagram. Still very disappointed. This is feeling like, Bayern Munich, like how the defeat goes on for a few more days. So, we'll start off with Alex. Let me know what you think. How are you feeling after the game?
Thank you, Barca Boy, for inviting me to debate about what's going on right now, the situation. It's a tough situation, but it has been throughout the whole season, right? I think the whole thing is now we feel very upset because we had that chance to get the top of La Liga. But looking at the whole situation of the whole season, I think we have to be happy that we're still there. We're still in the race because I saw yesterday whole Twitter, whole Instagram, everything was blowing up. Like if we lost, like if the world was ending. Let's not be catastrophic, guys. What happened. We're gonna analyze what happened. We're gonna talk about it, but we're still in the race, guys. So we're hurt, but not dead.
No.
All right, Pablo, you want to give your opinion?
Yeah, I think Alex was spot on there. Look, it was a bad result for Barcelona because he said it all season long. We weren't expecting to be in the title race. The turnaround has been incredible in 2021, to be honest. Before the Granada game, I'm pretty sure we'd won 46 out of a possible 51 points available in La Liga, which is, it's abnormal stuff. So we've done a massive comeback, and then we finally had the chance to go top, and we lose at home. It does feel like a dagger to the heart. It really does. So it's a bad result. People are angry, and, fair enough, because Barca had a massive chance there. We've got 5 big games left. I still believe we can do it. But, we made it hard for ourselves here, and we had a big chance yesterday. It's as simple as that. And I'm looking forward to discussing, a range of topics today.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So what I first want to discuss is the performance overall. Now, over the past few games, we've been seeing 2 different Barcelonas in 2 different halves. First half usually is very good. Second half is usually very poor. Against Villarreal, 2-1. Second half, dead. Getafe, same thing. We got some goals in the end because, Getafe just tired out. So my question to you is, what do you think that is on? Do you think that's because of the players, the system, the mood of the team? Maybe it's this, what's the word for it? Jet lag or from the Copa del Rey win? You think that that'll give us a big boost? So what do you think about that? I think for me personally, I think it's a little bit of both the manager and the player, because the manager he's playing the same team every single week. Players are getting tired. There's no rotation there as well. It's looking almost like we have a second half curse on our hands. So let's start off with Pablo this time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the last games reminded me of. They reminded me a lot of the games we used to play under Valverde. I think Barcelona, when we got within about 4 or 5 points of the title race, we said, right, let's win the game, and then the second half, let's slow it down. And if you guys remember well, under Valverde, we did that a lot. We went 2-0 up, and then we just kind of coasted through the second half. We just kind of hobbled through it. We weren't playing vintage attacking football. We were kind of just, let's keep it tight at the back. Let's just get through this game. Let's get the 3 points. And that's what we didn't see earlier on in the season. That's when it was a breath of fresh air. Now we've got close to the title. It's almost like, right, guys, let's get into title mode here. Let's win this game. We've got a 2-goal advantage here. Let's calm down. And ultimately, that can lose you matches. We've seen it in the past games. You were right to mention the Getafe game. Because we won 5-2, everyone forgot about it. The second half was awful to watch. It was really poor from Barcelona. The game against Villarreal as well. Even after they went down to 10 men with Trigueros getting sent off, Barcelona did nothing. It still felt like 11 versus 11. And then to yesterday against Granada, I didn't think the first half was that good. We came up to the second half with a little bit of bounce in us. We said, let's get this second goal. But then when Granada equalised, I don't know why we collapsed. It's 1-1, guys. Calm down. And I don't know. I think I think a reason of it perhaps could be some of the older players coming back into the team. I mentioned there earlier on in the season. We got rid of that sort of slow dynamic, and I think it was because players like Sergio Roberto, perhaps. Not to name names and blame it on all one player, but Roberto, Piqué, Umtiti yesterday as well, for example. I think, well, if we go back to what we were doing 3 years ago, then it's natural that the performances are going to end up being like that too. Let's set it straight. So I don't want to single out people, because for sure it isn't ever just one player. It never is. But you make it harder for yourselves if you bring in the sort of guys that we've said now for a couple of years. We don't want all of these guys in the same team together. And that's why we were doing so well this season. We brought them back in yesterday. In the last couple of games, we've looked slow, tired in the second half, like you mentioned there. And we paid the price yesterday.
Yeah, I think you mentioned your match review as well, that we had almost the same back four as we did against Roma.
Yeah.
As well. So nothing's really changed in that back line. What do you think, Alex?
Right. I said it right at the beginning, right? We were happy that we were almost at the top, we were so close, one game away, but we got out of reality. We were in a matrix, man. We were in a matrix, because really the season, the whole season wasn't like this, right? We had the really good 2021. Let's be fair. I think that the matrix comes from there, right? But as Pablo said, we had very bad second halves. For example, against Villarreal, 10 men, we couldn't control the game. That clearly showed that the problem was still there. Nothing really changed like that, just like in a snap, right? And we have to accept the situation, and we're back to reality now. Back to reality. I honestly believe that Barcelona can still win the game, win La Liga. Sorry, and we have to keep on going. I don't want to give up now. After we battled so hard throughout the whole season, we battled so hard. We were in the dust. We were done. We were so cooked, and now we're back there. We're in the fight. Let's now. I understand people are very upset, they criticize and so on, but I think the critics, unless they are like to construct, constructive critics, they are pretty much worthless, and actually they go against everything. So I think now it's the moment to support the team. Now is the moment to try to understand what happened and learn from it. Obviously, we had some players that didn't perform that well in the game, right? We saw a surprising lineup with Umtiti. You could have played Araujo. I don't know why you could have played Araujo, but Koeman chose Umtiti. But I don't know why. There must be a reason why. Otherwise, it's just nonsense. Koeman is the first one who wants the team to win, and obviously Sergio Roberto, topic of the year, of the season, man. Sergio Roberto. Everyone is talking about Sergio Roberto. Honestly, I saw the whole game. I saw that Sergio Roberto is not the player that you put in the right back position in a 3-5-2 formation. It's stupid to do it. It's stupid to do it. Here, Koeman made a great mistake, because Sergio Roberto doesn't have the width, doesn't have that disequilibrium that can break into the attack and actually dribble players and go into depth, into the space. Serginho Dest is the player that does that.
Yeah.
As a full back that goes up and down, Sergio Roberto, no. So you can criticize Sergio Roberto, but is a midfielder that was placed in the right back position, and this guy sacrificed himself. Instead of leaving the club, he stayed in Barcelona playing that right back position, which he didn't like, and now he's still there. And we can criticize that he stayed and whatever, but the one that I should be criticizing is Ronald Koeman, because he's the one who put him there. He's the one who put him there.
He puts him there, he doesn't play bad performances, and he still keeps him there. Because for me, I was calling for Roberto to come right wing back too, because I thought as a right back, he's good offensively, defensively not the great. Maybe a right wing back, all his dudes go forward. So I was saying, you know what, right wing back is fine. 3 bad performances there, you have to take him out, and he does it. So another player that got big criticism was Ter Stegen. Now I want to ask you guys quickly about him. For me, what I said is, you can't blame him for both the goals, but for that first goal, I think he should have came out way early. That's the problem with him. He doesn't come out off his line as quickly as expected. One of the great goalkeepers ever at Barcelona, Victor Vélez, was so good at that, coming off his line so quickly. And I think Ter Stegen lacks that a lot. I don't want to blame him too much for the second goal. I feel like if he thought that Piqué was going to win it, that he didn't have a quick reaction. I think if he reacted early, he could have got it. I think it's the first goal that for me that should have got there. And this is his birthday too, so happy birthday if he's watching this. So let me know. Do you think so Christensen versus Stegen is right, or do you think it's a bit harsh? Let's start with Pablo.
I think. Okay.
So I think for me it's harsh. I don't like seeing criticism of Ter Stegen. Could he have done better on the first goal? You're spot on. Yes, he could have. Could he have done better in past goals? Yes, he could have. But I can't get people criticizing Ter Stegen. I mean, if you've watched Barcelona religiously like we have over the past years, then you'll know how many times Ter Stegen has saved us. And I don't really know what people want instead of Ter Stegen, to be honest. Like, do people think there's a better goalkeeper for Barcelona out there? I'm convinced there's not. Look, is Courtois, Keylor Navas on better form than Ter Stegen right now? Yes, they are. But like, I mean, what do you want? Ter Stegen is still one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And for the amount of abuse I've seen from him on social media for actually a while now is quite crazy. I wasn't expecting it.
The Bayern Munich games, since then people were just having an agenda. I think Alex Rose, the Spanish media this morning were destroying Ter Stegen. I don't know if Alex has seen the papers. What do you think?
I haven't seen that much about Ter Stegen. I haven't read all the media today. Is the day that I want to back off a little bit. Normally, actually, the last 10 minutes of the game, I listened through the radio because I couldn't watch it. I just couldn't watch it. I just put the radio on, hoping we scored. It didn't happen, so whatever. But no, talking about.
But I don't need the commentary.
Say again. Sorry.
What I do is I turn off the commentary, so I don't want to hear them say, "Oh, let's talk about Granada, all that." So that's what I do. It's the same thing, but I have the game, but just no audio.
Yeah. No, well, I just couldn't watch it, man. It was too stressful. But talking about Ter Stegen, I think is a bit harsh, man. To be fair, as Pablo said, who are you gonna play? First, you need to sign another goalkeeper. You need to kick Ter Stegen out. And who are you gonna play? Courtois is in Madrid. Keylor Navas is in PSG. Who else? I don't see anyone that can replace Ter Stegen. I think maybe he's not in the best shape right now, but give him a break. I think clearly the two goals that we conceded yesterday, one of them, the first one, I would say is a mistake between Umtiti, Mingueza, and Sergi Roberto, a combination of three of them, because the actual person, the Granada player who crosses the ball to the guy who actually scores, is free to do it, and Umtiti should have jumped on him, which he didn't. Then he crossed the ball. Mingueza touched it, deflected the ball, and Sergio Roberto just couldn't get it. He wasn't fast enough. So I think, so there's a combination of those three players that actually, that's why it happened, the first goal, right? And the second one, it was a cross from Sergio Roberto's side as well. Sergio Roberto didn't press enough. I saw the replay and analyzed it. He didn't press enough. But then when they crossed the ball, the two center backs, Piqué and Umtiti, I don't know what they were doing, because the striker, Granada striker, who is 39 years old, by the way, 39 years old.
I couldn't believe it. When he came on the comments, like, the 39-year-old striker. I'm like, he's on.
Yeah,
I knew it when Molina came on.
I swear, me too. I knew. I saw the image and I was like, man, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Like Soldado in the Copa, man. You never thought he'd score, then he outruns Umtiti. Yeah.
So Molina was alone in between Piqué and Umtiti. He was alone. Look at the replay. He was alone. Like, somebody has to jump on him, Piqué or Umtiti. But you can't just leave him there, like in the small box, and let him. Anyways, that's what happened.
I thought that Piqué was going to win the header. That's why he didn't react as quickly. Yeah. But again, for that first goal, you talked about the defensive line was a joke. And Mingueza, if he got the touch, even better. But Mashish was through on goal for like 20 seconds. I don't know. That's why I criticize Ter Stegen. He should have came off his line way quicker. He came off his line once Messi was in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Too little, too late. So
I agree. But
either he's done so much for the club, Ter Stegen, over the past few years. He's been like the player of the season besides from Messi for the past few years. So
agreed. Yeah.
I don't want to give him too much criticism, but then again, it's just off the line. His movement is it needs improvement in my opinion. So,
but just a quick comment. Sorry. I think in that moment, it's a very quick decision. Or you go out or you stay in goal.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very difficult, You have literally 1 or 2 seconds to decide. And it's a tough decision, but this is football, right?
Yeah.
All the important decisions are made in 1-2 seconds, and yeah, it's the beauty of it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, of course, in that game, 2 shots, 2 goals. Ronald Koeman said in his press conference after the game, the defeat is mainly due to lack of concentration in the defense. And the 2 goals for Granada, you have to intercept the ball for the first goal and have less space. Now, we talked about how Alex said there was mostly the defense problem there. Again, Koeman deflecting the blame from himself. Again, he did pick Umtiti as that left center back. For me, I think it was justified because Araujo right-footed when you want to move the ball at the back line. Very, very difficult for a right center back to pass it to Jordi Alba. Those passes that Lenglet does very well to the lines as well. So there's not really an Araujo debate for me. But again, he's deflecting the blame as well. And he's saying again, the rotation, I always wanted to put the best team out. There's also the T2. And he said, the defeat was disappointing. He talks about the red card. On the red card, quickly, he said to the referee, what did he say? You're a character, and he got sent off. Yeah. It's going to be appealed now. We're getting reports it's going to be appealed. But as of right now, he's going to be banned for the Valencia and Atletico Madrid game, which is basically our next 2 biggest games.
Yeah.
So on the defense, do you think the defense lacked concentration on those 2 goals? Or do you think it was just Granada were going to get chances in the end of the game? They're not going to go a whole game without getting any chances, and they got their chances and they scored it.
Pablo, do you want to start? Or
yeah, I'll start. I mean, I think for sure the defense wasn't good enough on the 2 goals. Alex said it there for both the goals. Roberto didn't press hard enough on the second goal, and I can't believe the strikers got a gaping wound in the middle of our back, in the middle of our penalty area. That's not acceptable. But you pay the price. You pay the price for playing the Roma defense. I won't have that. I'm sorry. We're about making revolution here. We're nearly in May 2021. And we're playing the same defense we played 3 years ago in our bad defeats as well. We have to learn. And Koeman, to be fair, did learn. He has been mixing up this season. Why he went back to it yesterday, I am devastated about that. I really am. I'm livid about the fact we've played the same guys again altogether. I really am. And in regards to the first goal, it's a catalogue of errors, really, isn't it? And by the way, just touching on the red card, I don't like the way that Koeman got sent off immediately after we conceded. To be fair, after I heard what he said, that's not a red card. It's stupid from the 4th official. I don't know why he feels the need to tell the referee this is a red card. It's not a red card. It's the 4th official, to be fair, like Koeman said, trying to get in the spotlight, trying to be the protagonist.
The first person as well saying, he disrespected me. I didn't disrespect him.
Yeah. So. I mean...
Actually, No, finish off, Pablo.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I don't think that calling someone a character is big enough for a red card for me. Not in football talk. I think in football talk, people swear at each other and say all sorts of insults and stuff at each other during the heat of the game. So I find that very odd that he got sent off for that. Yeah, sorry, what were you going to say, Alex?
No. It's that I thought about the same, right? Like he called him what a character, but in fact, that expression that he used in Spanish is somehow disrespectful, right? This is the expression, right? If you translate the words, what a character. It's nothing offensive, right? But it's the expression and it's the way you say it, right? That's what happened to Koeman. Obviously, Koeman gets very heated up. I don't think Koeman... I think Koeman needs to relax a little bit. Relax in important games. He needs to relax.
He's been coming. Let's be fair. He's been going off on the touchline recently.
He does need to. He doesn't. It was only 1-1 in the 60th minute. Calm.
Right. Exactly. And the thing that why did he get the red card? Because in the statutes of in the rule book, if you disrespect the referee, it's a red card. Okay. If the coach disrespects the referee, it's a red card. And it has happened to so many coaches throughout the season. We can argue if you're a character, it's a disrespectful phrase or not, but it's the expression in Spain. It's like disrespectful, but not so disrespectful, but it's there. And he got a red card. And in fact, he actually went to the stands and where the president sits and stuff like that. And he wasn't... he shouldn't have done that, in fact. He could actually be banned for more games for going to the stands. He should have gone to the dressing room. They were good on him. That there's a rule that you cannot go to the stands, okay? They basically have to go to the dressing room. And they can contact the second coach through the phone, which he did, okay? So this, a few years ago, wasn't allowed, but they changed it. Now you can actually call the second coach. If you're in the dressing room, you can have contact with the bench and so on. But he wasn't allowed to go to the stands and watch the game from there. Anyways, nothing happened to him after that. There was the sanction didn't get increased because of that. I was afraid that it was going to happen because everybody seems like to be against Barcelona. There seems to be a plot that they're taking profits, they're taking the moment and taking profit of the moment. But anyways, I don't think, to be fair, I don't think it's cool that Ronald Koeman is complaining so much, always complaining. And I understand that you get robbed and you feel like you want to say something, right? And you want to speak out, but you have to do it. And I was just gonna release a video. Well, I'll release it after this and explaining everything, right? And I think you have to do it with a little bit of pride. You're the Barcelona coach. Don't put yourself as the victim every single game. I think as the coach, a fan can do it, but a coach has to have a little more class doing this and saying all this stuff. I think Koeman needs to correct that.
Yeah. Yep, he's getting a lot of criticism for that too. Every single game after a big defeat for Barcelona or a big, drop points, always referee, nothing on himself, and always effective blames as well. So one thing he has to take credit for in this game, of course, is the rotation. A lot of people at the time of the rotation were okay with it. Afterwards, looking back, saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have done this," blah blah blah. He brought in Roberto, Elijah Moriba, and Titi, I believe, and those are the only three. But then in the game as well, his in-game management, Ronald Koeman, is absolutely, I don't want to swear, it's crap. It's crap. He never changes anything. From the start of the season, when we were, we lose to, Getafe, Real Madrid, the Camp Nou, all he would do, he'd wait for the last 10 minutes, wouldn't make a sub. Oh, Braithwaite, Trincao, get in, let's go. Last 10 minutes, we'll just PK striker. Yeah. There's no in-game management. We have big wins this season, Sevilla, the Copa del Rey final, but he never changed anything. He stuck with what he did put in from the beginning worked. Whatever he puts in the beginning doesn't work, he never wants to change. That's my question to you. Do you think his in-game management needs to improve if he wants to stay the Barcelona manager, and you think this also costs us throughout the season as well? Let's start with Alex this time.
Yeah, definitely needs to improve on that. He needs to work on it. He hasn't been doing much, right? I understand Koeman is not a technical mastermind, but he never reads the game as he should. At least in the halftime or in the minute 60 or 70, you need to clearly make some changes, and he never does. And as you said, he makes desperate changes, desperate substitutions at the end, like putting in like 5 strikers. And it seems like Trincao is going to do something, or Braithwaite is going to do something. Like,
you see the formation at the end of the game yesterday? It's like PK striker, Dembele and Trincao both the right wing, just Jordi Alba on the left hand side.
Yeah, exactly.
Just everyone kind of on the right hand. All we did was cross it into PK, hope he wins the header. No game plan.
Exactly, no game plan, and obviously Koeman needs to work on this. He needs to prepare different options. I guess he does this already, but as the first team coach, you need to have other options. You cannot go there. You cannot go there with just like an idea. We're gonna play like this, and then you see how the other team is reacting and playing against you. You need to make some changes there in that moment. We haven't seen that. And for example, yesterday, he only reacted until Granada drew. Until Granada scored the goal. That's when he reacted, and watch out. He changed to a 4-3-3 formation. He put in Dembele, and he put in Trincao. And then he subbed Sergio Busquets, who was playing an extraordinary game, something that I would never understand, how he can sub the best player of the team.
Yeah, to be fair, at halftime, I think if he went out with the same team, it's okay. But going 1-0 down and then waiting, giving Granada more opportunity and making one little change and bringing in Pedri. Was, by the way, let's talk about, you said about other options. Is Ricky Puig still playing for this team? I mean, like...
right, man. Ricky Puig. I think it was perfect. This game was perfect for Ricky Puig. I think Moriba, he had good intentions with Moriba, right? But after 30, 40 minutes, or after the first half, that you can see already what Granada is doing, just defending and waiting for the counterattack. You could see that Elijah Moriba his qualities weren't exploited in that game. They just weren't, you know. And I love the guy, and he's 18 years old. He has a lot to learn. Yeah. He's a top quality player, but it wasn't his game. It wasn't the game for him. Instead, Riqui Puig would have fitted perfectly because he can control, you know, distribute the ball here and there, and with a lot of pace as well.
It's not even that. It's, for me, it's like Moriba is a like replacement for Frenkie de Jong. That box-to-box physical midfielder. The replacement for Pedri in the team is Riqui Puig, the creative midfielder on the left-hand side. It's just an agenda. What do you think, Pablo? In-game management as well as Riqui Puig as well.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a good point you made actually in terms of the midfield of Bussy and then Frenkie and then Elites maybe didn't work so well in terms of characteristics, and Riqui could have been used. I mean, but we know, guys, Riqui he's not in the plans. I would be surprised if he wasn't loaned out. If he wasn't loaned out, say Koeman remains next season, perhaps to a place like Ajax. Because else it's no point, you know, it's getting to an extent. I think actually, not just for Koeman, but for other managers, an underrated trait would actually be to change the team whilst you're winning. So you know how you're 1-0 up at half-time and everyone's saying this is great, Barcelona 1-0 up, we're going to go top of La Liga. Were any of you guys actually that happy with the first half? I wasn't that amazed by it. It was fine, we're 1-0 up, Granada has a good team, they're good defensively, but we weren't that amazing.
It wasn't great, but we were making chances, right? The Griezmann shot, the goal, of course. We were, you know, in the game, and they didn't have anything. I swear they went in our box maybe once. So, like I said, at halftime, I don't think Koeman really needed to change anything. It's when we went 1-0 down. It's when Granada started to put more pressure on us before they got the second goal. Just didn't do anything. He talked on the phone with Alfred Schroeder on the bench for like 20 minutes, and they haven't changed anything. Yeah. Let's talk about what do you want for dinner tonight? What are they talking about? Even Poyal was beside him. I don't know if you saw the video. He was talking with Poyal too. Yeah. I'm like, what's Poyal do? You want him to go on the field right now and sub him on? Like,
what I prefer though is to see it at half time. Alex was right. Elites Moriba wasn't in the game. That was at half time in the first 45. Sergio Roberto was struggling at right wing back. We saw that at half time. What you could have done at half time, and it's easy to say in hindsight. It is so easy, and that's why it's not the most valid point for me. But I just think in general, even when you're winning, it can be smart to make subs. That first half, I wasn't that impressed with. I think Elite struggled, said he struggled. We could have just brought them out or earlier. And I didn't like the way that we wait to concede, then to make subs. What's the point? Why don't you make subs, go 2-0 up? You know, then you can make even more and rest. Then we could have taken Messi and De Jong off because they were on potential yellow cards for the next games. I prefer that.
I'm telling you right now, Messi's playing every single minute that's left of the season. He's not. There's no way. I don't think Messi hasn't even been subbed off this season. When he came on as a sub like twice, he's never been subbed off. He's going to play every single minute.
Messi's play, of course, yeah. And he has to now. We've got 5 finals now. We have to win every single one. So there's no way Messi's getting a minute off. And I think also a big issue of Koeman getting sent off is it actually made it so we had 10 minutes where we couldn't make a sub because he was waiting to go up to the directive box to get his mask on, then to get in contact with Schreuder. Then by the time he got in contact with Schreuder, it was the 72nd minute. Then he said, okay, yeah, bring Dembele and Pedri back. And we've been playing 10 minutes of boring football, just waiting for something to change. I don't know. Real mess yesterday. And yeah, I wasn't happy with that.
Even Jordi Alba after the game, he came out and said it was a unique opportunity. It was a very hard blow. They came 2 times, scored twice. They had to kill off these kind of games earlier. We now have to win all the 5 games. They were Frenkie de Jong did the exact same thing. We win all of our 5 games. Very sad. It's just, let's get into the title race now because we kind of talked about the game a lot. We know what happened. I want you both to give me your percent of Barcelona winning this title. I'll start off with mine. At this current moment, by the way, it's been like 24 hours since the game. Right now, probably winning 1-0 24 hours ago. But at this moment, I'm saying it's like 35% Barcelona.
Yeah, literally. I think we were discussing this on the Instagram live, me and you, Barca boy. And at this point, everything is so tight, you know. And we have Sevilla with 70 points, Barcelona and Real Madrid with 71, and Atletico Madrid with 73. It's only 3 points dividing the top 4. It's incredible.
I've never seen this play as a fan. Watching all the, I've never seen this play.
I mean, literally, there are 5 games left, and there are 3 points dividing the 4 top teams. So everything is things are going to happen, you know. And looking at how Atletico Madrid is playing, they're bottling every game. Madrid is super tired. They have a lot of injured players. They have the Champions League as well, and they have a very difficult schedule. And us, and then us, who have Sergio Roberto, and no, I'm joking. No, and then us, okay? Then us, I think we have a good chance. The only thing I see there is that it's a bit uncomfortable that if we win all of the games, then we're giving a good chance to Real Madrid to win.
I'm just going to bring up that point. There's a journalist came out last night saying the script is so, ending up for Barcelona to give it to Real Madrid, because if Barcelona and Real Madrid win all their games right now, Real Madrid will beat us on head-to-head. And of course, if we win all of our games, that means that we beat Atletico Madrid, which means Real Madrid will go first. And Alice brought this point up too when we were on the Barcelona Live, and all the journalists were coming out last night saying that, look, this is a script, a clear script right now that Barcelona could give the league to Real Madrid. What do you think about that, Pablo?
Well, I mean, it's a worry because Real Madrid now could go into Real Madrid Zidane mode where they don't drop points. I actually thought
Black Magic is coming back, man.
Yeah, the good thing for us is I thought after the Clásico, Real Madrid were going to do that. You know what they did last season, where they robbed every game and it was crazy and they wouldn't drop points, and we were all coming here thinking this one they'll lose, this one they'll draw, and it never happened. Ramos penalty, 75th minute, every single game. To be fair, they
Jesus.
Yeah,
it's so bad. It was so bad. I don't want to remember.
Yeah, sorry. But okay, they drew 0-0 to Getafe immediately after the Clásico. Then they beat Cadiz, but then they drew 0-0 to Betis again. Already they're dropping points. We can only hope now. They've got hard fixtures, like Alex said. I think they've got Athletic Club. I know they've got Villarreal later. Of course, they've got Sevilla on the same weekend that we play Atletico. They've got hard games. Knowing Zidane, knowing Real Madrid, if they won all 5, I would not be surprised. But we can hope, guys. They've dropped points. Alex is right. They're tired. They've got a hard tie against Chelsea midweek. Chelsea will make them work for that, as they did in the first leg also. So Real Madrid, tired, injured, and already dropping points in La Liga. That's what we can hope, guys. I'm convinced that this season, more than ever, if we win our final 5 games, we'll be champions one way or another. If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. It's one of those, that, isn't it? If we win all our 5 games,
Yeah.
Valencia, Atletico, it's hard, but guys, let's hope Real drop points though.
Yeah, I think Barcelona and Atletico have the easiest run because obviously they have to place themselves and they have one other tough side. Atletico have Real Sociedad, we have Valencia in about 48 hours, and Real Madrid and Sevilla have the difficult game. They both face Villarreal, they face each other, they have another difficult game as well. So it's gonna be again. You guys can give me your percentages. Give me your percentages.
Yeah, true. I was just gonna say, go on, Pablo, go on.
I'm gonna go 40%, just above what Barca boy said. I'm gonna go 40. What about you, Alex?
I like your mentality, man. At the moment, I'm gonna give it a 25% chance.
Ooh.
Yeah, because listen. I think there's 4 teams, so I'm gonna divide it into the 4 because, as I said, 3 points dividing the top. Sevilla is playing very well. Nobody's speaking about Sevilla, but they're playing very well. Last 5 games, they won the last 5 games. Yeah. They have a tough game against Real Madrid, yes, and they have other tough games as well. But
they do.
But at this point, what can I say? Mentally, Barcelona, we got knocked. At this point, I think we need to wake up. It's gonna take maybe 1 game. I think the Valencia game is critical. If we win that game, then mentally we're gonna be on, especially for the game against Atletico. Mentality is so important. And then Madrid, I think, man, you said the Zidane effect, and that scared me a bit. I really don't see it happening.
They win the La Liga and Champions League. If they do that, I may cry.
I don't see it happening because, first, the team now is in shambles, okay? So Real Madrid, Barcelona are in a very similar situation, but they don't have Cristiano Ronaldo, okay? We have Leo Messi. But they have Benzema, and we don't have Luis Suarez, okay? So we have to even that up a bit. But obviously, we have Leo Messi is better than Cristiano and Benzema, whatever, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna give it equal chance to everyone. Obviously, my heart says we're gonna do it, but my brain is telling me, yo, hold on, man, hold on. Let a few games happen, and then we'll see. But I believe But realistically, I give it 25% because it's the situation. It's how it is.
Yeah. So, of course, one of the big games are going to be coming out of Barcelona. I know we're a week away from it, but against Atletico Madrid, Camp Nou, of course, now we know there's not going to be any fans. The minister rejected it. Thanks for that. Now, Pablo talked about the beginning, about Barcelona in 2021. We've had, 46 out of 51 points, something like that?
Before the Granada game.
Yeah. So I have now another stat for you. Against the top 4 in La Liga, Barcelona have gotten 4 points out of about 15. So Real Madrid have gotten 13 out of 15, of course. That's fantastic. Atletico got 7 out of 15. Barcelona 4, and Sevilla 4. Now, of course, Koeman this season probably lost, 90% of the big games. He's won only, the Sevilla at the Camp Nou and the Copa del Rey final.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about that Atletico Madrid game? I know it has a lot of influence on the Valencia game. Let's, put that aside. Of course, Luis Suarez is going to be fit for this game. We thought maybe he'd be injured. He's, of course, come back to this game. He's going to start probably. He's going to start against Athletic Club. So he'll start this weekend. He'll play that game. So what do you think about that game? Do you think it's more likely going to be a draw because Atletico Madrid, they still need to win. We need to win. A draw wouldn't even help both sides. A draw would help more Real Madrid. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? I'll start with Pablo first.
Yeah, obviously that's been the game for the past couple of months now that everyone's been circling in the calendar. I think whatever happens, Real Madrid, because Real Madrid play on the Sunday, we play on the Saturday, Real Madrid will be watching that, laughing, to be honest, won't they? They'll love it. I think, and we've tossed it into Real Madrid's hands here. Yeah, we've really tossed it into Real Madrid's hands. They probably can't believe it because they themselves have dropped bad points, but, we asked for that.
The last week, man, I was just like, I took a moment, I'm like, oh my God, he's right. I just stared at the league table for 2 minutes. I'm like, this guy's right. You literally give it to them. And they'll take any result that game. Barcelona lost, Atletico Madrid the draw, it all favors them. So,
but if Atletico win, I suppose it's bad news for Real, isn't it? But in terms of that game against Atletico, it's going to be a really hard game. It really is, and Barcelona are going to have to perform for 90 minutes. By the way, and that's going to be a big test of the team. I think the key would be to play players like Serginho Dest, Mingueza at the back, of course. I expect Piqué to start, to be fair, but if not, then Araujo, not Umtiti. In midfield, we've got Busquets, Pedri, De Jong, and then up front, you'd expect it to be Messi and Griezmann. But watch out for Dembélé, who won us a lot of points so far in La Liga this season. So he can definitely come in handy in the last games. Of course, everyone's looking at that Atletico game, but I think we've been looking at that for the past weeks, and we dropped points yesterday to Granada. So we need to look at it game at a time. That one at Mestalla on Sunday, I haven't been looking forward to that one for a while now because we don't like going to Mestalla.
Well, they're not even that good anymore. They sold all their good players. They have only a few left. They've been pretty crap this season as well.
Yeah,
but,
it doesn't seem to matter for Valencia. They beat Real Madrid 4-1. They drew 2-2 at the Camp Nou. They can do it, Valencia, on this sort of night, and they'll love to have a role in the title race as well with Valencia. So that's going to be a really hard game, in my opinion. We've got to go out with the Gala 11. We have to win that. Atletico Gala 11 have to win that, and it's the same for the end of the season then. And then all we can do, guys, is watch and pray. We can only watch and just hope that Real Madrid drop points somewhere. Look, it will be hard with Zidane, of course, but again, we've got a lot of big games coming up, and of course, that Atletico one is the one that everyone's looking at.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you answer the question, I want to ask you quickly. I want to add something. What formation were you guys looking forward to that game as well? Would you go with the 3 against the 4-4-2? Would you go with the 4-3-3? So I'll answer the question, then we'll go back and talk about the formation.
No, I was just gonna say. Now that you said about the formation, let me give you my insight. I think 3-5-2. Just keep it with the 3-5-2, and it's gonna be a very difficult game. I don't see Atletico Madrid playing like Granada, for example, that was holding so much in defense. I think they're gonna go for it. They're looking for the win, I think a win for Atletico would certainly decide La Liga.
Yeah,
I'm afraid it's gonna be like that. If we lose this game, Atletico Madrid now will be 5 points ahead. It's really, really hard. It's really hard for us to catch up. So I think they're gonna go for it. They're gonna look for it. That means there's gonna be spaces, right? So Dembélé, to me, has to play the game because Dembélé has that disequilibrium. So Dembélé, to me, inside. And Griezmann, Messi, Dembélé, I would play with those 3. Maybe you can place Messi or Griezmann a bit behind. And obviously play Pedri and Serginho Dest. And don't play around. And obviously no Umtiti, man. No Umtiti, please.
Yeah.
Araujo, and we play with a good team this time. Yeah, no experiments.
So you'd go with the similar line to the Copa final, where we had not the Copa final, the Copa semi-final against Sevilla. Where we had Dembele as the number 9, Griezmann, Messi behind him, Busi and De Jong in the midfield. Oh, De Jong was a center back in that game. So if you're gonna play the 3 forwards, you're gonna drop out in midfield then.
Piqué was centre back in the second leg against Sevilla. Yeah. Yeah, Piqué started that one. Then who
was in the midfield then? De Jong and
Pedri, De Jong, Busquets. The issue with that one is that Griezmann was on the bench.
Right. We have tried. So let's go back to the Clasico then when we played. I know 100% we played that with that formation, with Dembele up front. Do you think? For me, I think Griezmann is better up front because he offers more. The passing, the connection play. Dembele's passing is so crap, and he's finishing from the goal as well when he gets up. He'll score sometimes, but in front of the goal as well.
Griezmann's been scoring big goals as well.
So I understand Alex's point, saying, Dembele, speed, dribbling, tenacity, get in the box. But where do you play him? Who do you drop out for? It's going to be a huge lineup from Koeman. Yeah. And of course, that brings me to my next question. It's going to decide his future. Now, let's say hypothetically, I want you both to give me your opinion. If we win the league, does Koeman stay? If we lose the league, does Koeman stay? Let's start off with Alex. Of course, now we're getting rumors about Xavi, of course, as to be expected, coming in this morning. Right. So we'll start with Alex.
So it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma. Thankfully, I'm not going to be the one deciding, but I'll give you my opinion about it. I think that Ronald Koeman has gotten the team in a very bad situation, and now we're fighting for La Liga title. We got the King's Cup. We have to value that, but we also have to look at the future, right? We have to see what are his flops, like what is the thing that's not working for Barcelona with Ronald Koeman, and what are his qualities, and compare and contrast and see if they compensate each other, right? I think Laporta is going to give him one more year because there has been good stuff coming out from Koeman, and I think if we give him one more year and maybe a signing of his desire, hopefully not Wijnaldum, please. Just leave it there. I think Koeman is going to stay for one more year because Laporta is gonna give him the trust, and then we're going to have Xavi 100%. Xavi is going to come sooner or later. But if Koeman drops La Liga, we don't win La Liga, then he is going to be certainly in danger. And the Xavi option is really growing at this point. But I'm not sure what's going to happen.
What do you think, though? I want your opinion. Would you keep Koeman if he doesn't win La Liga? If you're Laporta,
it's a tough one.
Barcelona.
It's a tough one. I think I would keep him. I would keep him because he got the motivation of the team, and Xavi would be a big contrast. But let's not put too much pressure on Xavi. I think people expect Xavi to be the next Guardiola.
Yeah, literally.
And that's already starting on the wrong foot. Let Xavi.
What Xavi's gonna do at Barcelona? He's gonna do exactly what Guardiola did, false 9, all this stuff.
Let Xavi be Xavi, and if we start with this idea that Xavi's gonna revolutionize everything, and be careful, because we can be very upset. We can get very upset, and so I think that Koeman deserves one more year for what he did, getting the team from where it was coming from, the 2-8, and now we're fighting for the titles. And but for the future, for the next 5 years, I don't think Koeman is the right coach. But I would keep him this season and bring in Xavi the next one. I'll leave it there.
Pablo, same for you. What do you think?
In short, I would keep Koeman next season. It's easy to say that. I think it's easy for a lot of fans to say get him out now because we just lost to Granada. We potentially just lost La Liga, so it's easy for people to say get him out. And I also don't like the fact that when you argue in Koeman's favour and say that he picked the team up from the floor, people actually devalue that anymore. I don't think we can undervalue that, really. I think we need to cast our minds back to August, guys. This team was on the floor. I have never seen Barcelona like it in the 9-10 years or so that I've been a fan of the club. Messi looked like he was going. Bartomeu's at the club. Even when after Koeman came in, he's had to be the manager without a president. Yeah, Barcelona were in such a state, and I don't know if people have just forgotten about that because of how well Koeman's done. I personally think they have. Look, Koeman lifted the team. It hasn't been perfect. It really hasn't. And Alex is right. Koeman, for me, is not the guy to lead a massive project for Barcelona. He just isn't. But what he's done with the team this season, for me, needs more credit than it's got. So I would keep Koeman for next season. I'd give him another season. I actually personally don't think that Laporta, Alemany actually want Koeman next season that badly. I actually think they'd prefer a whole new project, something more exciting. Nagelsmann's gone to Bayern Munich now, of course, but someone like that, perhaps a Xavi, that I would keep Koeman. And I think the main reason why Koeman will stay is because he has the full support of the dressing room. It'll be very difficult for Laporta to come in and keep everyone happy and get rid of Ronald Koeman. I can't see it happening. I think Koeman's done well this season. He clearly has flaws. We've spoken about that all over today's live stream, haven't we? With the nightmare that was yesterday's game and whatnot. But I still think we need to value the job he's done. I think it's been forgotten about massively, and I would keep him next season, and I expect him to stay next season.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, I think he's done so much this season to earn another season. Like, remember, he picked up the worst Barcelona team in the last 20 years. He had to go through 2 Messi interviews as well. Keep in mind, Messi doesn't talk. He doesn't even put anything on social media. He doesn't do any end of match reviews. And he does 2 interviews. Of course, the team were at all-time low. He picked them up in January, won the Copa. But again, he does have a lot of flaws in his game and his management. Simply on everything he suffered on, of course, no president until halfway through his first year in March.
Yeah.
I would let him stay. But Laporta, again, what you mentioned, Ramon Planas, Mateo Almani, they all don't want him. Laporta's Ter Stegen, let's see what happens. Still in La Liga. Because if he wins La Liga, 100% stay. There's no way. If he doesn't, there's going to be questions. Mateo Almani is going to be in Laporta's ear. He's here. Pimienta. He could get someone else. Ten Hag, maybe something like that. I don't know. But that's the part 2. I don't think there's that many good available managers on the market that can be on the market, but can be tempted. I think Nagelsmann's already gone now by Munich. And you want to give Xavi. I wouldn't put Xavi in now. I wouldn't give him the next few years. Too much pressure on him. You have all these young Barcelona fans. They want treble first season. We're gonna go in the next 2. But let's go. I honestly don't think Xavi will win that many trophies his first 2 years. You have to give him time to develop. And of course, Pep in the Barcelona B had some experience. He's gonna come straight in as a first team manager. So I feel like Xavi, he's gonna be the Barca. He's gonna be an excellent coach. He's gonna do something similar to Pep, but I think he's gonna need more time. So we'll see. And finally, to end off this live stream, talking about the game. What do you think about that Valencia game? Quickly, 1 minute each. Don't want to drag it on too long for me personally. Lose, it's over. I'm gonna go cry, and I probably will watch every single game with a hood over my head. Win, a little bit of hope, but again, for the 100th time, we lost it. It's not in our hands anymore. We rely. We're gonna be watching those Real Madrid games now, biting our nails, hoping they drop points, hoping then Nosy damn Black Magic comes in. Yeah, games. It's do or die for Barcelona, but it's not over till it's over. It's not over. I think the UK saying not over till the fat lady sings. So that's what I'm gonna say. So you guys each 1 minute. I'll start with Alex.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna win the game. We're gonna wake up. If we don't win the game, what can you do? I'm just gonna take it, and I'm still gonna be a diehard Barca fan. It's the team of my life. I have no problem if we drop La Liga. Next season is going to be a great season, hopefully with Leo Messi. At the end of the day, I think it's a critical game, the Valencia game, because as we said, that mentally is going to give us a boost. I trust in the team. Valencia isn't in the right momentum right now. They have no fans in Mestalla, very important. I think Mestalla was a hard stadium because of the fans. Obviously, you're playing at home of Valencia and all of that, but the fans I know Valencian fans, they actually very close from Catalonia, and I kind of know their passion, and it's a very tough stadium. It's not a very big one, and it's a very loud one. Camp Nou instead, it's so big and it's so open that it isn't so loud, right? But the pressure of having 90,000 people, of course, in Camp Nou is another level. But as I said, Mestalla, without the fans, loses a lot. And so I really see a win there because the players have to come out like if it's the final of the World Cup. They have to come out in that mentality. And it's the same mentality they should have come out against Granada, right? Which we didn't see.
Exactly.
But now it's really like, or you get the 3 points, or there is nothing. Because if we drop points again, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. All right. I think I agree with what Alex said there. This is it for Barcelona. This is a huge game for the players' future. You know, of course, for our future aspirations in La Liga this season. It's hard to go away to Valencia. Good point you made there about the fans, to be fair, but I still kind of feel that we're so used to playing without fans now that even going away from home, you know, it still has an effect of sorts. And you know, they would have gone through the Mestalla tunnel on a lot of occasions now and come out of it with draws or defeats. So they know it's a hard place to go to, but we've got to turn up. We have to turn up and really attack Valencia. You guys have said it. If we can uncover the real Valencia this season, we'll win the game. For sure we will. They're a mid-table side in La Liga. But if we sit off, if we're slow, if we don't want to play for the next 45 minutes, if we let Valencia into their stride, they will run over us. They'll have their say in the title race, and we will again be here absolutely distraught after the game. But we've got a good chance. You know, if we beat Valencia, then we're right back on it. Then it's all about throwing it into the Atletico game in the final games of the season. And of course, all sitting here or even on our knees waiting for Real Madrid to drop points.
Yeah. Finally, I just want to mention one quick thing that, you know, Koeman has done well away this season, of course. Won the Anoeta, won away at Celta Vigo, lost against Real Madrid and Atletico. But those big away games against the lower opposition, he's done very well. So unless it will be another task for him. I guess we're going to leave it off at this point. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this talk about Barcelona. Basically, you know, when you're just bored, it's nice to talk with other fans who feel the same way as you do. And hopefully next month, Barcelona is going to be May the 1st. Big 30 days for Barcelona. Of course, they're going to have the Messi stories, the Koeman stories, the league is most importantly, of course. So we're going to see what's happened. Hopefully, it's going to be the best for Barcelona. And like Alex said, it's not over till it's over. And lose, win, or tie, Barca till you die. So we'll leave it on that note. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Of course, check out Pablo and Alex down below. Their links are always there. Fantastic channels. They both do great work. Probably they're both going to do match previews of this game too. Of course, I will as well tomorrow. So leave it on that note. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys some more for the build-up to the Valencia game.
All the best, my people.